Roth conversions can be a great strategy when it makes sense for your financial life. When does it not make sense? When should you avoid doing Roth conversions? I've got that and more coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. There's two ways to get money into a Roth IRA. There's two ways, okay? One is you can contribute to the Roth IRA. And in order to contribute, you have to have earned income. You got to have paycheck money. But then your overall modified adjusted gross income needs to be below certain limits in order to be eligible to make a contribution to the Roth. If your income exceeds those limits, that's when you're looking at maybe a backdoor Roth if that strategy fits for you. So you can make a contribution, $7,000 a year, an extra $1,000 if you're age 50 or older for catch-up. That's one way. The other way is you can do a Roth conversion. You can do a conversion. So you can contribute or you can convert. And converting, that's a maneuver where you take previously contributed pre-tax dollars, so dollars in a traditional pre-tax IRA, and you convert them into your Roth IRA. Now, this maneuver is taxable because you're drawing dollars out of a pre-tax account. So any pre-tax dollars in there, that's taxable, lands on your tax return. But then you get the dollars, those dollars, into that Roth IRA growing tax-free from that point forward. Roth conversions can make a ton of sense to help shift the scales or balance out your portfolio, your nest egg, if you have all of it or the majority of it growing that eventually has a taxation to it, an IOU to the government as you draw those dollars out. If you have too much of your portfolio in just that pre-tax side, you don't have tax diversification. So one way to get that tax diversification is to, when appropriate, when timely, doing Roth conversion so your portfolio is more balanced between pre-tax dollars and after-tax dollars. So Roth conversions can make a ton of sense. Well, got a question from a fan of the show recently. He said, I'm interested in starting to do Roth conversions. How do I know when I should do one and when I shouldn't? For example, my income has spiked this year. Should I hold off on doing a Roth conversion until next year, or should I proceed with one anyway? Fantastic financial planning question. You've got to look at all 6 areas of your financial life to determine when does it make sense to do a Roth conversion and when should you hold off. But there are certain classical situations where you would say, no, I'm going to pass on the Roth conversion this year. I wouldn't want to do it this year. Work with your certified financial planner, but here are those 3 times when you would want to pass, when you would want to avoid doing a Roth conversion. And the first fits exactly into this question. If you have a sudden surge or a spike in your taxable income for that year, you probably want to avoid doing a Roth conversion that year. Where could this sudden surge or spike in your income come from? Could be from a bonus, an unexpected bonus, or other payout that you receive. It could be from realizing some capital gains or receiving an inheritance where all of a sudden you've got a little bit more taxable income that year. It could be from a variety of reasons where all of a sudden your income maybe is at a normal level, but then for this year, you have a spike in taxable income. And then after this year, your income's gonna go back to normal. I probably wouldn't want to throw additional income on top of an already unusually high income year, just in case that puts you into a higher tax bracket. For example, if you're normally in the 22% tax bracket, but received a unique bonus this year that you don't expect to receive out there in the future, and now you're pushing the 24% tax bracket, I probably would hold off on doing the Roth conversion this year, assuming, if you believe, you're going to be back in the 22% tax bracket next year and in the future. So that's one time you'd avoid doing a Roth conversion, and that flows right into the second, not just that, well, doing a Roth conversion, if it pushes you into the next tax bracket, I probably wouldn't do it, but I would also avoid doing the Roth conversion if it causes you to lose certain tax benefits. A lot of tax benefits are based on, well, how high is your adjusted gross income or modified adjusted gross income? These tax benefits are things like the American Opportunity Tax Credit, which is a tax credit for on paying tuition, maybe for kids in college. Could be child tax credit even, could be income-related monthly adjustment amounts, or IRMA if you're on Medicare. There's lots of calculations that that are based on your adjusted gross income. And if you're doing a Roth conversion and you're adding to that modified adjusted gross income and all of a sudden you lose some tax benefits, you want to be aware of that ahead of time before doing the Roth conversion. And if you do lose some significant tax benefits, it's very possible you're going to want to avoid doing the Roth conversion that year period. And then finally, I would avoid doing a Roth conversion if you're under age 59 and a half and you don't have a plan to pay the taxes. If you're under age 59 and a half and you do a Roth conversion, that's fine. It's not a penalizing event, penalizing maneuver. But in order for it not to be a penalizing maneuver, whatever you move out of your traditional IRA has to land in your Roth IRA. So let's say, for example, you want to do a Roth conversion of $20,000 and you're under age 59 and a half. You know that's going to be taxable, that $20,000 is going to be taxable. And if you don't have the cash to either make a tax estimate or pay when you file your taxes, and you think, I know, I'll withhold 10% of this Roth conversion. Therefore, $20,000 comes out of your traditional IRA, $2,000 goes to Uncle Sam, and $18,000 lands in your Roth IRA. That $20,000 is taxable, but the $2,000 that didn't land in the Roth is also penalized if you're not age 59 and a half. Therefore, I would avoid doing a Roth conversion if you don't have a plan to cover the taxes when you're under age 59 and a half. Knowing when to do a Roth conversion and when to hold off, that's a fantastic financial planning question. You've got to look at all 6 areas of your financial life. It's absolutely connected with your tax planning, but also your cash flow planning, your retirement planning, your investment planning could impact your protection planning and your estate planning as well. Work with your certified financial planner. Avoid these 3 times when you shouldn't be doing a Roth conversion, but capitalize on it when it makes sense for you. Work with your CFP on that. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K. WiseMoneyShow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.